Welcome back to Traders Matter, guys. Welcome to my Traders Canada recap episode. Oh, it is the finale, guys. Season 1, episode 10, the finale. It is over. It's over. Um, the way it ended. I'm glad. I'm kind of glad it's over. Um, I do have to say they are lucky that they did things in a certain way because I'm going to tell you this ending wasn't it for me. But I am joined with my co-host Janelle Michelle. Janelle, how are you tonight?
I am good. I'm excited to wrap up this season. It's no lie that I would have stopped watching a couple of episodes ago, but I have a commitment to finish. That's all I'll say about that.
Well, no, let's talk about it. I think that once Kuzi was eliminated, they knew they had to wrap up the season.
Yeah, it just was a bunch of nothing burgers for me personally.
Because I've never seen them take so many people to the end,
Oh,
personally.
really?
Um, season 10, it came down to, I guess it's about the same amount of people, but I feel like it just felt like a lot of people at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it wasn't the people that got to the end. I think it might have been the worst decision making, even worse than what happened in USA, which you didn't watch USA, right?
Mm-hmm.
So USA, I can at least say Suri brought the people who trusted her to the end above all else.
Mm-hmm.
So her winning made sense. She literally snowed those people, like social game wise. Um, these people, they just weren't good players. And somebody tweeted me, um, because like at the end, Garlene said she feels like she was played, and I was like, "Girl, you weren't played. You played yourself. Like that wasn't smart or strategic or anything. I don't know what you were doing."
And how I feel is it's one big dumb guessing game. Not dumb, but it's one big guessing game. Like it's not like that is my biggest criticism of the show is I hate how it's just a bunch of random guessing. It is 50-50. Like by the time we got to the end, 50-50. That's how I feel about it. I feel like the person that won had a hand in um like the conversation that he had with that person helped him obviously, but it's like it's guessing. Like I'm not faulting anybody. Honestly, I'm not faulting anybody in this because I just feel like these people have nothing to go off except for random theories they make up in their head. Like so I don't feel like I just feel like it's a guessing game. That's how I feel about it.
Well, in this, it ended up being a very much of a guessing game because of the way Corinne did this. In other seasons, it is not like this.
Yeah,
So
I didn't like what happened with
Trayvon,
what? I was like, that is so helpful to the trader, in my opinion.
yeah,
Yeah, I did not like that
that
at
was that was
all.
a layup.
Yes. I
That was
was
a
like,
layup for Mike.
what? Corinne, why? You ain't done this mess all season. And to me, the fact that they didn't reveal it would make me think potentially that he is. I don't know. I don't know. All right, let's get into the episode.
So we start off the episode, and speaking of Trayvon is at breakfast, and he's sitting with Mike, and he says he's going to stop bringing up Mike's name, and Mike reminds him, well, if I were really the traitor, I would have murdered you a long time ago. Except for Kuzi stopped him.
Mm-hmm.
um,
Unfortunately, you know.
unfortunately. Trayvon's new theory is it's Donna. she was the OG traitor. Mike basically ignores him. He said doesn't care what Trayvon has to say.
It should have been music to Mike's ears. That's what I was thinking as Trayvon was speaking. I'm like, oh, all you gotta do, Mike, is feed into this and feed him some pebbles. Like, it ain't gonna grow into nothing, but beef, you know what I mean? All he had to do was beef that up. I'm like, oh God. I knew when Gerlene and Leroy were talking and they said we gotta get Mike out. I knew. Like, I'm like, they wouldn't show us that if they got Mike out. Like, do you know? It's just like, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So Gerling does walk in and he gives her his theory, and she said it's not Donna. There's no way it's Donna. And to me, it's like it's not Donna, it's not Trayvon. Like neither of them, they're both playing in a way that would not make them the traitors. To me, they played the same game, right?
Mhm.
He does think that Mickey was recruited, and which he's right? Like he
Yeah.
got that right. He was right that it was Mike as well.
Mhm.
Um, but instead of like leaning into it and trying to convince everybody, he really, really bit himself in the ass, being wishy-washy about it. So Gerline is basically in with Leroy. She says this to them at the breakfast table.
Yep.
So, she ITM says she thinks that, or she diagrams that she thinks it's either Trayvon or Mike, which there, she's
Okay.
there.
Yep.
Leroy does say at the breakfast table he does think that Donna could be the OG traitor, which I get it, but also makes no sense.
Yeah, Donna's too. I don't see how they arrive at Donna. See, that's what I mean. They're just thinking and theorizing and thinking and theorizing in circles.
This was my thing about it. I get the theorizing, I get the going around in circles, but you were given clues, right? Like there's clues that you were given at the table.
The round table.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
like when's the last time that Kuzi went after Donna? She literally said she didn't think Donna was the traitor.
Right.
But
Then, oh, what else was I gonna? Go ahead. Go ahead.
but she did say Mike's name. She did
Mhm.
put Mike's name with the 3 exclamation points. And at the end of the day, think about it. They only got out 2 female traitors and they think that Mickey was the recruit. So my whole thing is that leaves that you guys are looking for a man.
Mhm.
I feel like everything was pointing towards that and they just threw it all out the window.
Have they ever had like three females, three males?
No, never. It's always been mixed gender.
Yeah.
So if you think that Mickey was the recruit, which you're right, why would you think that it would
It's
be
Donna. That should eliminate Donna at the very
that
least.
should have eliminated Donna at the very least? So it's between Mike, Trayvon, Leroy. And for me, Gerline, if you're in with Leroy, then it's back to Mike and Trayvon.
Yeah. I
So
think that Mike got her to doubt Leroy.
he did, and
Yeah.
that was partially using. I mean, he basically took what
Took what Kuzi did
he
and put
did.
it on Mike and put it on Mickey.
Leroy. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so
Smart. I can't
smart.
stand that fool. Yeah, smart, but that's what I mean. Anything could be anything. Like the way we're pointing out clues,
Mhm.
something else could seem like a clue because they don't know, you know?
The reason why I do blame Gerline in some way is because while of a sudden, remember, he wasn't saying Leroy at first. He was saying Trayvon or Donna, and then he switched in the middle of their conversation, saying it's Leroy, and he's convincing her that it's Leroy, realizing that she is with Leroy because she keeps saying, "I'm with Leroy no matter what."
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody's telling you the person in your pair is all of a sudden he's the bad guy. For me, I'm going to tell you the truth. I would have went with Leroy no matter what. And if he betrayed me, he betrayed me, but at least I would have been happy that he won, because at least
We had a
we
something.
had an understanding. We played the
Yeah.
game together.
Yeah, I could definitely see that point. So if you're looking at Mike Gerline, you've been rocking with one for
Right,
sure for a very,
right,
very, very long time.
exactly.
And now you've all of a sudden been convinced or manipulated into thinking that he's not honest with you, which I don't know where she, like for what reason. I don't know what he said that hit home with her.
Right.
Maybe that clue thing that but Mickey's not that smart.
Exactly. That's the other
He's
thing.
not
He's
gonna leave no dang clue. He
just,
was barely like
that's why they knew that he was the recruited traitor, because he was not that smart, and like he had like instantly outed himself.
yeah.
It's not like it was between Mike and Kuzi. And then on top of that, it like, with the whole Mike and Leroy situation, I just feel like this is why I don't feel like it was manipulation. Gerline kept saying she's trusting her gut. Remember a few episodes ago, she kept saying, "Oh, Kuzi, you threw Fierce under the bus. You threw Kevin under the bus. You allowed them to go, and you turned your vote on them. So you basically just did the same thing with Leroy at the end.
hmm
Remember, this is why you can't sit here and play that type of game. You can't sit here and be highfalutin, nose up in the air. I'm the most loyal. I'm the one that is sticking with the alliance, and then at the end throw the alliance out the window.
Yeah, I don't. She had it. Like all right, we're
Yeah,
way
we're way ahead of yourselves, but
ahead.
that's why I'm blaming her. But we're gonna get there. So they do split off into conversation, and they kind of leave Donna out of it, which was funny because she gets so upset. And I'm like, she's supposed to be like a psychic medium, and she just is so upset.
Listen, I forgot about that until she said it. I was like, "Oh, you're a terrible psychic. I don't care what kind of psychic, whatever you're doing at home, I know it's terrible and it's a gimmick and it is not real. Obviously, you
Yeah,
have no foresight. What is it?
yeah.
Foresight.
Of course.
Foresight. Yes, you have none. Not a nothing. Not a lick of nothing.
We saw this in the UK, I think it was. It's like there had someone similar who is like supposedly a psychic medium, and she just, yes.
Yeah, they need to. Anytime I see a psychic on Traitors, they're gonna suck.
Yeah, and she sucked into, like, she named the wrong person. And then she just like got banned. It was hilarious. Anyway, no, she didn't even ban it. She banished herself. She left.
Why?
It was crazy. It was so
You tell me later.
yeah, but yeah, no, the psychic mediums on this type of show, mm-mm,
That's funny.
never again. And so she then just like goes at them and is like, okay, put me up for banishment.
I know. I was like, she's losing it. You're not helping yourself, Donna.
No. Um, so meanwhile, Leroy does think that Trayvon is scrambling, which he kind of is. That's why I said that he should just kept his. No, it's Mike. I'm telling you right now, it's
Mm-hmm.
Mike.
Because he got off that trail so hot.
Yep,
Like he was hot on Mike.
yep.
And then all of a sudden, two traders go. He's like, I don't think it's you anymore. I'm just like, oh.
So you made it wishy washy instead of just going after him and trying to convince them. Like, listen, guys, no matter what you do, even if you kick me out, it is Mike. Don't let him get to the end.
Because he's been on him literally all season, has he not? He's like,
Yes,
I think it's Mike. All season he's been on him. And
yeah.
then all of a sudden, I'm just like, y'all.
So Leroy does say that he trusts Mike the last few days. He's given them koozie. How did he give you koozie? If he
He's
wasn't a traitor.
I know. I know. I don't.
Donna he doesn't trust though. So we do see Leroy and Gerline have a discussion of how to get everybody out in what order. And they both agree it is them to the end.
They had it.
Stick
It
to
was
the plan. Guys, I'm sorry. I just feel like stick to the plan regardless if somebody's gonna betray you at the end, because stick to the plan. Cause it's kind of like we always bring her up, but it's kind of like what happened with Taylor at the end of her game, at the end game, right? Like she wanted to get to the end a certain way, right?
Yeah.
And then got betrayed, but realized that there was only, even got a semblance of somebody's telling her, well, this person is still betraying you and they're probably not going to do this. But what did she do? Stuck to the plan. Stuck to
Mm-hmm.
the plan, convinced the person, listen, it's you and me to the end. No matter what, you will beat me. It's okay. Blah, 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 blah. Like, just stick to the friggin' plan. And what ended up happening?
He had her thinking there was holes in her damn plan.
There was no hole. That
I know, but she didn't know that.
plan was a, and this is my whole thing. She's been saying, I'm going with my gut. I'm going with my gut, and I'm like, your gut has been wrong.
No, I mean she's been, but I don't like your gut should have been to stick with Leroy.
That's what
She's
I
been
mean.
saying it all season. I don't know what. I don't know. Okay, go ahead.
So Mike, then seeing that how stuck together Leroy and Gerline are, his new plan throw Leroy under the bus and use Mickey's vote against Leroy, and that's exactly what he does.
Yes.
Um, so we don't know. He said he's got to hope that that plan is what works to get him to the end, because otherwise he doesn't, like, basically it's on Gerline. He doesn't know what else he can do.
Right.
So we do see Kareen meet with the top five, and she tells them that now is the time to trust their gut. She also says they might find that the biggest mistake they ever made was trusting her. And we see a bunch of men walk in with masks. And the next thing we know, it's the final mission.
Mm-hmm.
So, what did you think before we discuss the final mission? What did you think of the final mission?
I was laughing at the final mission because you try to make it so dramatic. we we pop into them tied to trees, and I'm like, oh come on, like I don't know, it was cool. I like how they had to use the rope, they had to use navigation, it was like a lot of elements to get to their end goal. I
Mhm.
like how they had to swim to the middle and put the coins in the thing. I liked it. It was one of the better ones for me. They
Okay.
had to really like use several skill sets to try to find the money.
Okay.
It was one of the better ones for me.
Um, it was cute. I can say that.
Yeah.
I will say it's probably my least favorite version of the final mission.
Oh, okay.
Um, I liked US's better. US
Mhm.
was very similar, but they used a bigger lake, and
Oh,
they literally had them like in ski boats, like going from direction to direction, finding back like chests of gold.
okay.
And then they dropped it off in one place. And then UK was also very similar in that they had to get golds in different places and then put it together, I think.
Yeah.
So for a final mission, I feel like it was like,
Lackluster?
yeah, it was just like, poof, right? Like instead of like bang, like I was hoping it was gonna like go out with a bang, but then again, I don't care because the person who won, I didn't care if they got that much more money. Anyway,
Right.
so but that's how they ended up when US version Suri won like $250,000 because
Right.
um like there was a lot of money at the right at the end. And
Ooh.
I think even the host was like, I'm just gonna round it up, and he's like, I like even numbers.
They're gonna get them the prize money they want to give,
Yeah.
basically.
So we do see here that the final mission, they are separated in the forest. Mike, Donna, and Trayvon in one area, and Gerline and Leroy in another. They're tied together in the rain. and they all undo their ropes, and they see a note from Karine, and they need to find bags of 1K gold. Each bag has 1K in it, hidden in the forest, with using a compass that is in a chest in front of them, and the 10-meter rope that they were tied together with. She will then send a signal that she is close, and they must take the bags back to the lake area, and she will come and pick up the bags and take them to the manor. So we do see them running around using the compass and the rope, and they do find Trayvon's team ends up finding 3 bags, and Gerline's team end up finding 4 bags, which is so funny to me because it was like 2 people found 4 bags, but 3 people could only find 3.
Mm-hmm.
And it might have been too many hands in the pot, maybe. So for a total of 7K being added to the pot. So they do see a set of flares, and that means that it's time to head to the lake. Leroy and Gerline arrive first, and there is a walkie that gives them instructions from Kareem, on which it says that Kareem will arrive above the lake in a helicopter in 3 minutes. 2 people must swim with the gold to the chest in the middle of the lake, drop the chest in the gold. She will drop down a rope from the helicopter, and they must tie the chest securely to the rope. If they are successful, she will bring the gold back to the manor. If they are not successful, they lose all the gold. So the Trayvon's team does meet up with Gerline and Leroy, and they decide Mike and Leroy are going to go ahead and swim to the middle of the lake. And they take the gold, swim to the middle of the lake, put all the bags in the chest, tie the chest to the rope, which I'm just like, Leroy's a firefighter. This was so easy.
Yeah.
And I will say this, Mike fought for his money. I will at least give him that.
Mm.
And so they do successfully complete the mission. And then they arrive back to the manor, and they celebrate a successful mission. And we see Leroy and Gerline now agree that they trust Mike. But he has to trust them, which means voting with them the way that they wanted to vote,
Which is Trayvon.
which is Trayvon. And
Yeah.
I personally think Trayvon was the wrong vote.
Should have did Donna. Well, should have dang Mike, but you know.
Well, yes. If you're going to put Mike to the end, I really feel like they should have took Trayvon instead of Donna.
Yeah. They didn't think Donna deserved any money, but then I don't know. It was goofy.
It was.
Mike would be goofy not to hop on board with them now. They're not voting for him. What does he care?
What does he care? Take out
Right.
Donna, take out Trayvon, whoever you want to. I don't care. I mean, I was saying that too. Like, I was on Twitter, like, if you want to take out Donna first, go ahead. I don't care, as long as you don't take Mike to the end. That's what I kept saying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! So we do get to the round table, and the pot stands at 94,500 Canadian dollars.
I don't think they pay taxes either.
Do they not?
I don't think so. They talk about that. Big Brother Canada, their winner only gets 100,000.
Mhm.
So I'm pretty sure I heard them say that they don't take taxes out.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
But Karine does announce that after the banishment at the round table, they will meet at the Fire of Truth. Which I'm so glad they kept the Fire of Truth, because in Australia they don't use the Fire of Truth. US and UK do. And I find the whole thing so cute. Cool. Like that going around and throwing the lighted bags in the fire. And so she does again say, what is your gut telling you? Do you trust each other? Do you trust yourself? And so Gerline wants to control this vote. And I also think this is where she went wrong.
Yeah.
That she immediately starts and she immediately targets Trayvon. And instead of allowing the rest of the table to control the conversation so she can understand what the players are saying, she controlled the narrative and basically controlled where the vote was going to go.
Well, yeah, she just thought it was in her best interest, you know. She had an agenda and she wanted to make sure that it's the wrong one, unfortunately.
Right.
And by sticking to that agenda, or like you said, leading the conversation, yeah, she probably didn't hear a lot of other perspective and opinion. Yeah, I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
I was
That's
just
how I
like, ah. And Mike went in again, the same old mess
That's
towards
what I'm saying.
Trayvon.
He used what she gave him to control the narrative to keep him at the table. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so her thing is he's inconsistent in his he's as consistent in his inconsistencies. She doesn't want to, basically she just doesn't want to go to the end with him, which fine, but also same thing could be said for Donna, right? Um, so I just felt like with both of them, you're getting the same thing. I thought it was stupid. Like the way they went so hard at Trayvon, it was just dumb. Because then Leroy and Mike go after him as well. Why'd you vote for Mike and throw away your vote? Huh? But that's why he's saying he should have just stuck to his guns and be like Mike all the way.
Yeah. Every to everybody. Mike, 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 Mike.
Period.
Yes.
And then Mike does go after Donna as well.
Yeah.
Like, he realizes the way the winds are going, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna throw some suspicion at Donna, so it's no votes come against me.
Mhm.
And Trayvon realizing it's between him and Donna, but that he's really the target. That they've been having conversations with him all day about it's Donna, 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 but really the target is him.
Him, yeah.
So he does kind of throw her under the bus, but she says, then banish her. She's like banish her, but ultimately they do banish Trayvon 4-1. He did warn them. He said, "Listen, you get me out now, but make sure that you get out the traitor, or they will take the money." He warned
Right.
them. He stands up to say that he's a faithful, and Corinne stops him and tells him to exit without telling the group whether he is a traitor or a faithful.
Hated it. Did they ever do this before?
No, first time.
I feel like they handed him the win with that one. Like, I don't know. Like, cause why? I don't understand. What was the reason? Why can't he tell? I'd have been like, I'm faithful. What they gonna do? Maybe not give him his appearance money, but
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you it even like what happened with the US and UK, like that's what I'm saying, like people were giving hints and clues and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Ah, it's hard. It's hard.
I hated it. I was just like, oh, when she did that, I was beyond annoyed at that because I just hated it.
I
I
hated
felt
it.
bad for him too because he wanted his moment.
I
He
know
said, "Y'all wrong again."
he did. I
Yeah.
hated it because he didn't get his moment. But it also kind of was like they kind of deserve it. Like they were being silly. To
Well,
me at that point, the conversations that I was listening to, I was like, oh come on guys, where is your like actual instincts? Like where are your strategic mind right now? You're just like you said, throwing spaghetti at the wall and just hope for the best.
but I feel like, excuse me, what else they going? You just, I don't know. I would hate to be. I would truly,
Mhm.
for the most part, there are some like glaring mistakes people make, but like for the most part, don't critique my strategic game based off this show because it's just a bunch of nothing. Like you cannot tell me, like it's just such a bunch of nothing. Like if I ever played, I'm leaving all kind of mess on my vote. split people up.
Janelle's like, it's that person and this
Yes,
guy and all
yes. Like putting a little, I don't know, but don't ever, I would not want my strategic game, my strategic mind to be critiqued based off traitors. Give me something like a Big Brother or Survivor, at least like people have tangible things to make decisions off of. Like,
Mhm.
oh, you put me up last week. Now, like now I could go for, like, you know what I mean? You know things. This game is just, I don't know. I need them to, I don't know. I don't know.
I think Kuzi just tweeted that she's listening to us. So if she is, hi Kuzi.
Kuzi, we've been riding for you all season.
So I'm gonna
We
say
hate this finale. Trust me, I would not want to talk about this.
this. I've watched Australia, UK, US. Okay. And now Canada. In US, I feel like Suri was very, very strategic. You could see it. Like socially, mentally, she was very strategic. I
Yeah.
feel in this game, Kuzi was very strategic.
Yeah.
Her ultimately our fault was trusting Mike trying to get to the end. And I think like we said, if they had that recruitment at one point,
Yeah.
I think it would have saved her game. Whereas in the UK, no celebrities were on that one. All regular people.
Mm-hmm.
There was barely any strategy. There was barely any strategy. There was no social strategy. There was no like strategy. Just like no
Yeah.
mental thinking. Just people, like you said, like just throwing things at the wall, just like, oh my god, this is what it's got to be. This I'm going with my gut. This is my gut says it's this person, and so not that person, right? And
Yeah.
and it's kind of the same thing. Australia had no celebrities, but they also recruited a lot. So they were just cycling in and out traders. And ultimately, the person that won Australia was a recruited trader.
Mm.
But she had been
I'll
a
be so mad.
faithful for so long. She had like this one person who was like her ride or die to the end with her, kind of like
Mm-hmm.
what it should have been like, I feel like, with Gerline and Leroy. And
Yeah.
even when he got to the end and he got like told by her, yeah, it's me, I'm a traitor, and you didn't win, he was like, what could he do? Right? He rode the person that he's been riding with the entire time.
Yeah.
And so that I wonder if having those issues, like just regular people just playing game with barely any strategy involved, is I don't know, because there was no strategy at the end at this end game. I mean, Mike's strategy. Listen, I will give him this. He did throw
We
some.
don't have to talk about what we want to give Mike, though.
I will give him that little. You threw Mickey under the bus for Leroy, and that worked, obviously, because that's the only thing he did. Personally, I really don't. Because somebody tweeted me, "Oh, well, he give Mike his props. He did." I was like, at this end game, I think how he won is that these people like kind of messed the game up for themselves.
I I just wish to not give him any accolades. Like I I don't feel that the same as you. I think he obviously set some plans in motion, executed some plans, made strengthened things with the Leroy thing right after Kuzi. Like I think he strategically made moves. I just don't want to talk about them because
Well, that's what
I'm
we're
so
hearing.
biased. Like it's just the truth. Like he did it. He did some things right. Obviously,
Yeah.
he
I mean, recruiting Mickey was probably his layup.
listen. I thought that was idiotic. I'm like, oh, this is dumb, but
It
I
was
was
his
wrong.
layup. It was
It
his
was. It
layup.
really was. Because I don't think that guy like that episode was embarrassed. I was embarrassed for him in that episode. especially that conversation with Leroy, where he was like, "Man, tell me what you want me to say, and I'll agree with you." It's just like, where did you find this person? It's just, I don't know. This whole episode was just like me rolling my eyes because it was leading to what I was rooting against. Because I'm petty. I'm sorry.
I
At least I
wonder if
admit
they
it, right?
told Mickey he couldn't write Mike on his board.
What?
I wonder if they told Mickey he couldn't write Mike on his board, that he had to write somebody else. Because
I
I
would be
didn't
surprised.
understand him writing Leroy. You've
He
been
had so many
in the game
names.
with Leroy the entire time. Write Trayvon, write Donna, write anybody else but Leroy. I don't know.
Mhm.
So at the fire of truth, they have chests in front of them. In the chest, it is green bags and red bags. They are told that the green bags mean end game, and red bags mean banish again. In the first round, they all choose to banish again, and they basically choose Donna to be banished.
And I
Which
honestly don't even think that they think that she's the traitor. I
yeah,
think that they just don't want to
they
give
didn't
her
want
any
her to get
money.
any money. They just
Yeah.
which is kind of what happened in the US as well. Like uh they got to the end, and I think it was only one person who threw their bag in, and
Mhm.
that was Serene.
Mm.
And they voted Ari out. And
Mhm.
um he thought that he had her. Like he thought he had her loyalty.
And she voted him out.
And she made sure her two people, he went to there with a threesome. Like he went there with her two faithfuls
Like
and
Taylor, Brittany, and Michael.
correct. And they just voted his ass right on out.
Of course they would. Like, if I ever played Traitors, that's what I would do.
Right.
Like, I feel like after watching my first full season and getting a feel for it, I still hate that there's absolutely no tails, no sabotage, no nothing. But I just think I would find a group, a
Mhm.
core group, make them love me,
Yes.
get my way in
That's
there,
what you have to
dig
do.
my claws in, and have them believe in me, and we can move through this game together. Hopefully, we don't get murdered. Hopefully, I'll just be a damn traitor, but I would just move through the game with those people,
Yeah.
build trust within those people as much as you can on a bunch of nothing. I'm never going to get over that. That is my biggest, I hate it. I hate the fact that there's nothing, that these
It's a
people are
lot
doing
of
nothing.
social strategy. It is. It's a lot of social strategy. It's a lot of mental toughness. You have to get through the game. Now, if you want something where you
I
know
don't
that,
even believe the mental toughness part.
yeah, if
Dang,
you
they're
want
there for like three
something
weeks.
where you want clues, you have to go on the mole. The mole tells
True.
you.
Yes, I need to watch The Mole.
Yes.
That's
Oh my
it.
God,
I'm gonna
that's
ask
right.
Susie.
Go watch the mole and then tell me which one you would rather play. Yes.
I watched I did. What's it called? Where the black girl won. Her name
Oh, you
sounds like
watched it?
Susie.
No, she
Yes.
she didn't win.
Well, she got to the end, right?
No, she's the
Who won
mole.
that game? Huh?
No, white guy won that game.
No, 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 no. What show am I talking about?
I
Where
don't
the
know.
one girl won who her name sounds like Koozi's name.
I don't know because it wasn't the mole.
Yes, you do. There's a lady named Joy on there, a black woman
That
named
was
Joy.
the mole. Neither one of the black women won.
Who won?
The white guy will.
Oh,
So, like, what final episode did you watch?
I must not have watched the final one.
You need to watch the final one. Watch
That's who
the
I
final
thought
episode.
won.
Yes. So we do see then in the second round, they again all choose to banish again. Fire is red again,
Mhm.
and
And I'm like, I already knew the ending, but I'm like, let me see how this comes to be. Girlie. Have you seen any exit press from her?
who? Which one?
Darlene?
No.
I would not say a word. Which is, I guessed wrong. That's what she's gonna say. But like you, I feel similar to you in the way that I don't know. Because it's like if it's a situation like Cody, Derek, you gotta choose who you're voting out, and he picks Derek. That's idiotic. I'm not about to be loyal. But in this game, like when you're not sure, when you really cannot have any concrete anything in
Yeah.
Traitors, I would have just, I feel the same as you. I would have rocked with Leroy. If I lose, I lose. At least
Yes.
it's somebody I like and it's somebody that I've been loyal to all this time, as opposed to flopping in the, unless there's a lot we didn't see, because she said her and Kuzi were super close. We didn't necessarily see that reflected on the show. So
Not
unless
as
we missed a
much.
whole bunch.
No, because by the time we really saw their relationship, it was after um the Fierce and the Kevin vote, and Gerline felt betrayed at that point, right?
True,
um
yeah.
yeah, so like we kind of saw it, but we really didn't get to see it. And so
Right.
um it's kind of like at that point too, she was saying what I said earlier. She was just like, oh, I'm playing this loyal game, I'm the only one that's sticking to the plan and the alliance. And I'm like, you can't do that. And that is what they used against Kuzi, which my whole thing is, you all did it. Trayvon did it to Melissa. Like,
Mhm.
you've all done it. So to use that, I thought was silly. Like, you just think that she had the shield, just kick her out. Like personally. And it's like those things like were adding up, and it's like then they threw them all out the window and started again. And I do think that they get to keep notes, but it's like they threw all of that in this end game out the window. It was the weirdest thing I've ever said.
Listen, I'm gonna ask Kuzi. Kuzi, if you're watching, I'm gonna be in your inbox again. Like, what is harder? There's no way that this compares. I feel like as a watcher, so
Hmm.
maybe she'll teach me some things.
Oh, maybe. Because
Maybe.
listen, I want to know too.
Me
Um,
too.
so in the second round, they do choose to banish again. And this time the votes are Leroy sticking to his plan with Gerline, votes for Mike. Mike sticking to his plan with Gerline, votes for Leroy. So Gerline is the deciding vote. And ultimately, Gerline votes with this. What did you think of her speech? Because
It
that's
was
a speech.
seething. I was like, girl, I was surprised by it. Because, like,
I was
what
so
did Mike say to you? What did Mike say to you to give you this? He just flipped her a whole 180. I don't know when, at what point, like along the ride, how the edit contributed to that. It was seething. I was like, damn. Like,
It was
I
like
would have rathered her.
she had already been betrayed before he betrayed her, and it was like, but he didn't betray you yet.
I, I want to know, like, what, I don't know. I just want to know what flipped her so hard into being against him. Just like that. Like, Mike, what did you say to her? Like, what happened? I
Yeah,
need more context to it because it just seemed like such a 180 from her. I
yeah.
saw it coming because there's no way that, like I said last week and already today, there was no way that they were going to let Leroy and Gerline say that they're going to go to the end with Mike and then banish Mike and then let them actually do that. Like if they were going to do it, they wouldn't have showed us that conversation.
If they
Editing needs to
were
be
gonna do it,
smarter.
they would have just done it. Again, they had two votes. Like, this is the other thing. Strategically, they had two votes, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had two votes. All they had to do was get either one of Donna or Trayvon on their side to vote out Mike. Vote Mike's ass out
First,
first.
first, you
First,
know it ain't Donna.
right?
But maybe they, well, maybe
All
they wanted to get Donna out because if they would have voted out Mike, then they would split it 3 ways, right? Or could they do another banishment?
they could have kept banishing.
Oh, there's no excuse.
There's no excuse. They had two votes. There's no excuse. They had two votes. All they would have done is had to keep banishing and got rid of the other two if they
Because
wanted.
Donna voted for Mike. Oh, this is making me even more mad. Like, like they had it. And they're so worried about Donna doesn't deserve the
Need
money,
the
and then you
money.
just gave
Trayvon
it all to
doesn't deserve
Mike.
the money. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of karma. It's kind of karma. It's giving karma. It's giving karma.
But I'd rather like Mike get the karma. I
Yeah,
don't
this
like
is
this
true.
karma. I don't
Yeah,
like this karma at
justice for
all.
Susie.
I'm so sorry, Mike. This is against, if you see this, this is not against you personally. I just don't
No,
like
it's
what you
not.
did. That's all. I just don't like what she at least, like, we're honest about, like, how we feel on the show. It's
True.
nothing against him. I'm team Kuzi, like,
Yeah,
she killed that game.
she did.
Ugh.
And so at Gerline votes to banish Leroy with the scathing speech. Uh, oh
That's
crap.
what she really needs to apologize for.
And I think they might have announced the cast. Okay, we'll be we can get a head off of this soon. Um,
Tamika.
and he is disappointed. Oh, I felt so bad for Leroy. How badly did you feel for Leroy?
His face was
His
sad. I was just like, poor Leroy. And it would have probably stung a tiny bit less without that speech that was so inaccurate.
yeah. Like he was so hurt. Like I've been playing with you this entire time and you literally you you literally like didn't trust me at all. Like cuz the way that she said the speech, it was like she never trusted him, right? Like it was such a bad speech.
Yeah, it was ruthless. That's what I mean. You don't give that kind of speech when you ain't this big old nothing burger of this damn show.
Yeah.
Like you don't give a speech like that unless like somebody's like you have tangible something. Cause now you hurt the man that was loyal to you the whole time. It was gonna hurt regardless if you cut him. It's like she stuck the knife in and turned it like more than she had to.
So he does leave disappointed and he does tell them, oh, this is why it also pissed me off that Trayvon didn't get his time to shine to say he was a faithful. Because then they let Donna and Leroy both say that they were faithfuls.
Yep. It makes no sense.
Um, so at this point, the game ends. Corinne announced that the game is done. And Mike has won. I mean, it was just that I was like, she can't even banish again. Like, it's it. The game is over.
Oh, I want to know what Darlene is thinking. Like what I just want to know what she's thinking. I can't believe at the fifth or the ninth hour they say she flipped on him and went with Mike. What did Mike say to you?
I
What
don't.
did he say to her?
I
They don't
don't.
give me enough context, but I guess if they give more context, it kind of gives
Kind
things
of out.
away for
Yeah.
us, right? But
It
I
was
need some
so.
exit press. Like we need some exit interviews. Gerlene, explain
Yeah.
to us.
Please.
I don't
It
want
was.
to talk to Mike,
it
but
was so.
Darlene, what happened?
It
Like,
was
what happened?
so.
You had it. You were right there.
Yeah.
You had a plan.
Ugh, it was so disappointing. She really thought it was Leroy. She really thought it was Leroy, and I was
Poor
like,
Leroy.
but the whole point is she doesn't feel manipulated by Mike, and I was just like, okay, I must admit something because it really wasn't manipulation. Like, if it was just that the statement, you either believe it or not. What, like you're saying, what other thing could he have said to make you believe that that statement was true?
I don't know. I'm gonna find Gerlene on Instagram. Gerlene, girl, I just want to know. I just want some inside information.
Yeah,
Spill it, girl. Let me know what you were thinking that led to this.
yeah.
Because you had the money. You and your buddy Lee had
She
it.
lost it for herself and she lost it for Leroy.
For Leroy. Like not only herself, for Leroy, her one action.
Yeah, so that was crazy.
Mm.
So she does walk away and congratulations. I guess you really were a magician. I was like, I don't understand because I don't feel like he did anything that big, but maybe I missed it. So Kareen comes out and congratulates Mike. Magic Mike is the first winner of Traitors Canada Season 1. Not what we had hoped, but
Not at
congratulations
all.
to him.
Yeah.
Listen,
Congrats.
for him to pull it out, his name had been called out from Day Dot. Remember Gerpy
This
Art
is true.
told him
Trayvon.
early.
that abandoned it at the end.
And
Oh.
everybody just averted eyes, averted eyes. So he the fact that he was able, because I will say this, Suri run as a trader, and I think her name was called like maybe like a few weeks into the season and never said again, like once, and then
Mhm.
even then she was able to debunk it. You know how she does.
Yes, I do.
Mike's name was consistently called from day dot, and he was able to get through the game. And so
Probably because of
I will,
Kuzi.
yes, I do agree with that. So which is why when at the end of the show, after I saw Gerline hand him the money, basically,
Literally. It ain't no basically. Literally. Here, Mike.
I was like, what did I tweet to? I tweeted to Kuzi. It's like, congratulations, Kuzi, on the great season.
Yeah.
I was like, literally, this was
I
a
would not have watched this show if she was like that is why I watched Traders Canada because I wanted to see her. Because I
I will
don't
say this. I'm gonna say this.
you love
Although,
Traders.
yeah, although she did not win, just watching her play was
It
the
was fun.
highlight of my fall.
Yeah, it
Seriously,
was great.
I mean, because to me, what like I feel like we didn't even get to really see her play as much as I would have loved because we had no real live feeds on BB Can, right?
Mhm.
And so to have her play in this way where she was so front and center,
It was
with
fun.
it was so fun. It was so
Yeah.
well done. And I'm gonna say this: if they had eliminated her any earlier than this, they would have screwed their season. If she had gotten
Mhm.
and then lost, I think they would screw their season. If they had done it even like a little more farther out with whereas like another couple episodes left, I think it would have screwed their season. So they are, I will say, Traitors Canada is lucky that Kuzi went out in the moment that she went out, because even her going out was iconic and epic. Like her speech when she left and they made money from her leaving was
Mhm.
just like, so it was like kind of worth it to that end. But I'm sad she did not win the two games that she played
She
this year.
got her flowers though. At least we could like
I
say that. She got her
I said
flowers. She
I
showed
said
what she could do. Her personality shined, her game shined. To me, she was clearly the superior player.
yeah,
Mike, she was loyal to Mike. Mike just unfortunately struck first. Had she had that little heads up as
yep.
to what he was up to, I know she could
She
have
would
gone
have
ahead.
maneuvered. She would have
Yeah.
maneuvered. There was no way that he was catching her if she knew. And that's the only thing. So at the end of the day, um, I'm so grateful that we got to watch her play another game this year. I really can't not be grateful for that because I loved the little bit that I got to see her on Big Brother Canada. And so I'm so happy. So that's kind of what I said to her. I said, anyway, congratulations to Queen Kuzi on an amazing season because I just feel like she made the season. I think,
Yeah, I would not have like that was my draw to the show. I didn't know any of those. Well, I knew Erica,
yes,
but
and she went out early.
she went out first. She was first. I knew
Yes,
Erica from Survivor, but she's not the personality that is Kuzi. You know what I mean? Her on her season of Survivor, did you see it? You didn't see it. That's Shan's season.
yeah, no, I didn't get
She
to watch
came in and won in the end game. She was really not it was Shan. It was really it was Shan
I
was like the
really telling
koozie.
me,
Yes, Shan was like the koozie. She was like the big personality, the one driving the strat. She was all over everything. She was
yeah,
forefront of that edit for real in
yeah,
Survivor, and that never happens with Black women.
yeah,
So she was at the forefront of everything. Erica snuck in at the end because of people making dumb moves and voting Shan out. Literally
right.
led to Erica winning. She's not that same. She wouldn't have drew me to watch the show. Nothing against her, but
Mhm.
Kuzi did, you know.
Yeah, and I will say I will give props to Fierce and Kevin. They did great.
Loved Kevin,
Yeah,
liked
Kevin,
Fierce.
Kevin played this game, and I didn't know him from a hole in the wall coming into this because I never
Yeah,
BB
yeah,
Canada until this season. And he also played a great game. He just again made one little error, and he was out of there.
yeah.
Uh,
He scared me, but I enjoyed my first full season. Will I
yes,
be watching Traitors Canada next year? Let's see who the cast is.
yeah. I will be watching Traders because I do like the format. I will be watching USA when they put it out, and I will be watching UK when they put it out.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll be watching US for
yeah,
sure. There's a bunch of Survivor like legends that I love on there.
yes.
So I must watch Parvati. I forget who else is on the cast, but she's the one that's gonna draw me to watch it.
Isn't Janelle on there?
She
Janelle
is.
there,
Yeah.
and Dan. Janelle,
Yeah.
yeah,
Bananas,
yeah,
Sandra. There's a
yeah,
bunch of people that I know,
yeah.
but
It's gonna
uh
be a good cast. It's gonna,
listen, I'm interested to see how people that I know from different reality worlds commingle and who
yeah,
grab. That's what fascinates me. I don't even care about the show. I'm
yeah,
interested to see my reality worlds collide and see
lighting,
who becomes friends and who
yeah,
plays together, who works
yes,
together.
yeah, absolutely. And I want to shout out Queen Corinne. She was a fabulous host.
She
She
did a
put
good
on
job.
a bunch of fabulous clothes this season, and I mean, she's if she had played the game, I would have even been happy. She did such a good job in this, like
Yeah,
playing.
I liked her as a host.
Yeah, she was amazing host. So
Yeah.
listen, it didn't end the way we wanted to, but I mean that's been the story of this year. I feel with all of our reality TV shows except for one.
For real.
Only one season I think this year where the person that I wanted won, which is Love Island Games.
Yeah, I was about to say you got your win for Love Island games, but yeah,
Yeah, that's
besides
it.
that,
Yeah,
blah.
no,
But that's usually what happens for me in reality TV, competition TV. Somehow I keep coming back, even when I'm disappointed year after year, except for when Taylor won. That
yeah,
is literally the only time
yeah,
that who I was rooting for most and hardest actually won the game.
yeah,
Taylor Hill. That's it.
yeah. And watching her win was awesome.
Yeah.
Hopefully we one day will get that feeling again. If so,
Please.
we will be here to talk about it. But
Yes.
so tell the people where they can find you, what you be up to, because maybe we'll cover Traders USA since, like you said, you'll probably be watching. I definitely be watching.
Yes. And I'm seeing the promo for reindeer games. I saw Taylor's face. Oh, she looks cute.
So if y'all don't know that, you know where we're headed on that one.
Yeah, we're about to go
We're not
talk.
covering it though.
Yeah, no, we're not. But yeah. All right, guys. That was
So, as always, follow me at Entertainment in Color. Yeah, guys, this is the off season for me normally, but I will be trying to recap Twin Love on Amazon Prime. We will not be covering Big Brother Reindeer Games, but we will be supporting our girl Taylor Hale. It's just
Danielle,
it's just been
Xavier.
announced. She is definitely on the cast. So I will try to put up a post of the cast if they have the full list out on my Twitter and my Instagram. But of course, we'll probably be tweeting. So just come follow us while we chit chat these shows. And then I think I have one more recap for Bachelor in Paradise, which ends tomorrow. So I'll probably be recapping that hopefully this Sunday with Chantel and Miss T Joy over on Chantel's channel, Reality Realness with three S's. And I think that's it for me. Until maybe we'll see if Love Island All Stars is worth a recap. Depends on the cast there. Otherwise, I will be taking a nice break until summer, maybe, unless I can find a scripted show or something that I will
You
watch.
cover Traders US.
I don't know when they're going to put that out. When's that?
January, I heard.
Okay, so listen. If it's January, we'll be back for Traitors US to cover it. And I know the mole is going to be back. I might cover this next season of the mole. Depends. I think it'll depend on the cast for me. But thank you as always. Shout out to Kuzi if she's still watching. We thank you, Queen, for watching and supporting us as we watch and support you. We love you. And we thank everybody out there who's been watching us this whole season. Just chit chatting the shows that we love. And we will catch you next time. Peace, guys.
Bye, guys.